I'm Mike with The Wandering Wolf, and this is Chichen Itza.
You know that feeling when you just gotta get away? Then do we have the place for you. Woohoo! Head on down to Cancun and visit my favorite Mayan site, Chichen Itza. We stayed at the luxurious Hotel Riu Cancun, and after receiving our welcome drinks, we made our way up to the room.
So we are finally checked in, and we got the Junior Suite partial ocean view. It's a pretty cool room. It's a little unique. There's a tub right here in the bedroom. There's no separation between the bathroom or anything. It's just all one open space. There also is a shower right behind that. Toilet right back there. You got a mini bar. The place is all inclusive, so they keep that stocked for you. Nice large size TV here. You got a little sitting space. And then outside here on the balcony, a nice view. Partial view anyways of the ocean. A lot of stuff to get into, restaurants to explore. We're gonna do some of that and get all settled in.
The drive from our hotel to Chichen Itza was around 2.5 hours. So after stopping for some lunch, we made our way inside. Well, we tried to.
Well, it's the first time I've been kicked out of a site completely. Usually it's, they just tell you not to do something or something else, but I actually got kicked out of the site. All right guys, so be talking pretty close to the camera on this particular episode because coming in here I had all of my stuff searched and basically taken. The only way I could get in is with a GoPro, and that's it. I had to take off the media mod, no audio, no other cameras, all that's in the car. So the entire video is gonna be shot just like this, except for anything else that I filmed before I had that stuff taken. Right behind me here you can see is Kukulkan, or El Castillo. Now, this thing is amazing. Now, there are 9 steps going up, each one of them over 8.5 feet high. The arrangement of the structure here is laid out to the Mayan calendar. So there are like 91 steps going up each side, north, west, east, south. That adds up to the days of the year. And it is, I think, almost 100 feet high. It's about 98 feet high with a 20-foot tall temple on the top. Now there's also a temple underneath the structure that actually has a throne room that's completely inaccessible to this day. They closed that off to the public in 2006, but down underneath there, there's an actual throne room and like a jaguar throne, which would be really incredible to see. Now they also discovered a cenote, like an ancient cenote, underneath the actual structure here as well. We're gonna walk around it and explore a little bit more, but as you can see in this courtyard, there's a lot of different structures around here. Right here behind me is the Great Ball Court. It is the largest ball court in Mesoamerica. Back there, we're gonna have the Temple of 1,000 Warriors, I believe. We have a Venus platform and different stuff like that. We're gonna get in here and explore the site, show you guys everything about this amazing place, Chichen Itza. So this is one of my favorite Mayan sites here in Mexico. You've got Teotihuacan, which is the #1 visited site. Chichen Itza is #2. They get over 2.6 million visitors a year, at least as of 2017. I know that over the past year, due to COVID, tourism had shut down all over the world, but as you can see, it is picked back up with the vengeance. We were waiting in lines, all kinds of lines to get in here. Now, Chichen Itza is on the Yucatan Peninsula. It's located kind of right in the heart of everything. It's a huge site. It's one of the largest in Mesoamerica. It's an incredibly large site. I think it encompasses something like 2 square miles. And I don't know, you see what they're doing with the clapping. They're testing out the way that everything here at the site is set up to amplify stuff, at least off of the building. Another cool thing about the building is the way that it's laid out. I was talking earlier about how it's laid out to align with their calendars and stuff. Everything around here was done in such a way to align with their astrological charts and different things like that. They were very, very sophisticated in those regards. But at a certain time of the year during one of the solstices, God, I can't remember off the top of my head, shadows will come down the sides of the structure here, almost like a snake winding its way down to symbolize the serpent god. I think it's the serpent feathered god Kukulkan, which the tower is named after. So right now I'm in the Great Ball Court. This is the largest ball court in all of Mesoamerica. It's 550 by 230 feet. It has 26-foot tall walls on either side. All the way down at the north end is the Temple of the Bearded Man. And if you look up here, this is a Temple of the Jaguar on the upper level. Back behind it is the lower level Temple of the Jaguar. And there is a similar jaguar throne down there, just like you find in Kukulkan, which is up there just right over the courtyard area. Now you can find all kinds of hieroglyphic engravings and different types of carvings and stuff in the structures. I'm going to explore around and try to find a few of the more interesting one of those. So one of the more interesting carvings, which may be kind of hard to see, is this one here. These are all depicting warriors and players. This one right here shows a man decapitated with blood spurting out of his head in the shape of snakes. You can see right here, they're all shooting up here, which is really cool. I say it every time I see one of these ball courts at any of these ancient sites. This is not a game I would have wanted to play, considering the loser gets his head cut off. So there's all kinds of temples all over the site. Right up, coming up right now is, as you can see behind me, just how massive this space is. But right up here is the Temple of the Bearded Man. There's supposed to be a carving of the Bearded Man in there. I'm gonna go see if I can find it. Well, maybe if all of our gear hadn't been confiscated. So right here, all along here, which wraps around and goes down a whole length of wall back there, is the skull platform. Now, this shows Central Mexican influence of the time, the only difference being that the Central Mexican influence would have had these skulls impaled horizontally, where these are impaled vertically. And this is skulls all the way along this wall, wrapping all the way around here. Pretty impressive. Kind of creepy. Now that platform, the skull platform, connects right to the platform here behind me, which is jaguars and eagles. You can actually see them being depicted eating human hearts. Another eagle eating a human heart. More. Yeah, really fascinating. Now this sticks out from the skull platform, which we've just run into again here, which wraps all the way, if you can see around me, there. And up and around. So there's a lot of death going on in this particular area. Skulls everywhere, eagles eating hearts, decapitated heads. Pretty cool. Yeah, this one's got to be the platform of eagles and jaguars. Jaguars depicted here, with eagles right next to them. So right behind me here is the Temple of the Warriors. Now it's fronted by a ton of columns here depicting warriors, and what's really interesting to me is that there apparently is a mural inside the temple depicting possible interaction with Viking warriors back in the day. Now that's kind of debated among Mayan scholars, but it doesn't sound too far-fetched to me. Now, if you look down either way from me back there and all the way down here, these are, it is called the Group of 1,000 Columns, and there are quite a ton of them. I don't know if there's 1,000, but there are a lot. I've walked them before, and I'm gonna get some shots here in a minute and show you guys just how far down these go on either side. It's really cool. Now this temple here that I was just explaining was built on top of another temple, and that seems to be the case for a lot of these structures. Kukulkan being no exception to that. Little note on the site, probably best to get here the earlier the better. Now, if you can get here early enough, which would be really hard to do unless you got up super early from Cancun, but if you were already out here, you can get up here early enough that you might miss all the tour groups, I mean. I had an issue getting in with some of the equipment, and I kept messing up. I think I got kicked out like 3 times until I was finally let in. That set us back an hour in and of itself. So it's like past 4 right now, and they're starting to close different places down. But we've got a lot of good stuff here today, and I think we've got a good video on our hands. Now to make our way through the gauntlet of vendors. This road here, it's also kind of known as the White Road, runs all the way down to Cenote Sagrado and back up to the main plaza. These days it's completely lined with vendors, but this would have been a main thoroughfare to a sacred site back in the day. Now people just look at it as a path, but we are actually walking on an ancient road, which is pretty cool. So behind me here is Cenote Sagrado. Now this would have been a sacred site that they used for pilgrimages and even sacrifices and stuff like that. Down in the bottom, well, first off, it's over 200 feet in diameter and about a 90-foot drop down into the water. Over the years, they found all kinds of things down there, everything from jade, gold, obsidian, to skeletons of kids and grown adults. They used to have ceremonies where people would jump in, and most of the time anyone that got thrown in there would end up dying in those ceremonies. If you were able to get out, or you survived the entire ceremony, when you were pulled up, they would allow you to prophecy, to make a prophecy. This is pretty cool. The last time I visited the site, I didn't walk all the way down here and check this out. Hope you guys can see that. So one other cool thing to keep in mind about the Yucatan Peninsula is there's no rivers or lakes or anything. It's a limestone all throughout the peninsula, so everything is going to be just like this. Cenotes all over with an underground water table. The entire peninsula is covered in a cave system with underground rivers and all sorts of stuff. And when erosion happens, it creates these cenotes. And that's going to be the main water source for most of the places of the time. Hello. So guys, we hope you enjoyed this video. We ran into a couple issues coming in here, stuff that probably better planning wouldn't have happened, but since the last time I came here, they don't allow audio, they don't allow extra audio attachments to even a GoPro. There's all sorts of stuff that they don't allow. You can bring a regular recording camera, a GoPro, stuff like that, but keep in mind, along with the entrance fee, which is $453 in pesos, $80 government fee, you're gonna have to pay $50 too if you have a camera or a GoPro. They search all your bags and stuff for that, so keep that in mind. Also at the front, if you need anything, you know, any kind of supplies, they have stores, gift shops. There's a restaurant where you can get some food. My recommendation is to bring money, specifically local currency, because while they do take cards at the entrance, We encountered today that multiple windows, their machines weren't working. So they have ATMs and they have a money exchange. You can go use that to get in. Just bring cash with you. That's gonna be the best way to do it. Bring some good walking shoes. Plan on, you know, at least a couple hours here to explore the site. Chichen Itza is a large site, so you're gonna wanna leave yourself time to explore everything. And the Cenote Sagrado is quite a walk down, and you don't wanna miss that either. We're about 2.5 to 3 hours depending on the route that you take from Cancun, which is where most people come from. You can make it really simple if you like tours, and get on a tour and come down here to Chichen Itza. It's gonna be a full day for you, or you can rent a car and drive down here as well. So without having the equipment, this video went a little bit differently than originally planned, so we hope you guys really enjoyed learning a little bit about Chichen Itza. If you liked the video, hit the like button, make sure to subscribe, and if you get a chance, share the video with all your friends. Stay safe, and have a great week.